Hey everybody, welcome to Coins and a Cigar Treasure Hunt Tuesday. A Treasure Tuesday, I'm going to call it. Going to do an $80, technically a $90 hunt today, but I'll explain that later. I got $70 in quarters, I got $5 in dimes, $4 in nickels, and $1 in pennies. I will tell you a little secret. One of this roll of pennies, I peeked at the end, and both of them had wheat penny enders, so I've already opened it. Just because I was kind of curious, and it's a pretty good surprise. I think you'll be pretty excited at what I have found in that roll right there. The other $10 of the $90 that I said is actually from here, and I've realized there's a good way to get in tight with your bank, which is where I got this from, my Fifth Third Bank. You ask them if they have any spare extra coins, and that just so happens that they had $10 worth of extras. I got $5 in presidential dollars. Two of them are NIFCs. $2 in half dollars, $2 in 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony's. Yes, I've already looked for the wide rim. They are not them. And then a 1977 $8. That's in pretty rough shape. The reason that I do that is because the bank tellers seem to love it, because the fewer coins they have in their till at the end of the night, the faster they can get home. Just like any other employee, they want to go home. So if they don't have to count up every little nickel and dime and half dollar and 50-cent piece, they can actually get home a lot faster, and makes their life easier. As far as I'm concerned, if they could do it, they would just have hundreds in their till at night, and then they count them all up to hundreds and say, all right, that's what I had, and then they go home. So, but they don't. Cigar today is an El Rey del Mundo appointment. This is a relatively new cigar. Just got it from my cigar lounge that I go to. It's a Honduran cigar with a Sumatran wrapper. I have yet to smoke it. I will certainly have to let you know how it tastes. I've done a little research. It says it's a pretty medium smoke, which I like. Depends. If I'm having bourbon, I actually like a little heavier smoke. A lot of pepper, a lot of leather. But we'll try it out and we'll see. And we'll set that aside. Obviously, we'll have that later. And I will get into the hunt, see what I can find. And obviously, I already know that penny roll is pretty exciting. Actually, correction. This roll appears to be an entire roll of the Mayflower Compact quarters. So I may not open this roll up. The reason being is because if it is truly a entire roll of Mayflower Compact quarters in BU condition, the rolls are actually selling online for like 30 or 40 bucks just for the roll. So I may actually keep this unopened and see if I can sell it for 20, 30 bucks. There are some places that I've seen them for like $80 for two rolls, $100 for two rolls, so $50 a roll. And these are actually really nice. So I'm going to hold on to this roll. So we'll set this one aside and then get back to the hunt with all of the other stuff. All right, I opened up the other penny roll first, just because I want to wait for the suspense. I will go through here. I'll see a lot of the newer coins. Well, obviously what I'm looking for in pennies is any copper. Pre-1982 would be nice. Wheat pennies, any varieties. Well, it's an interesting looking coin. Just a horrible looking 1996 with a very wonky looking 6. Huh, all right. Obviously looking for any of the newer stuff. There is a 2023 Air, the VDB V Air. This is an Air where the mint in Philadelphia on the bottom it says, let's see if I can find a 2023 coin. I don't know if this is it or not. 2018, but close enough. Here where it says VDB on the bottom, they added an extra V at the end, like right around there. It's only in the 2023 coins. So let me see if I can find that and see if I find any copper as well. I'll bring you right back. All right, so here's that 2023, that VDB on the bottom. Obviously, I don't see the extra V, so I will keep on looking. All right, found another 2023, pulled it up and looked at it. the lighting is not right here. And there's the VDB right there. Man, it's kind of a funny looking chip. It almost looks like a D. But obviously not. It's just a groove in there. So, all right, let me keep looking. All right, nothing exciting. Almost all zinc pennies. There was one copper penny from 1980, but it was really bad shape. So now let's open up the fun one, shall we? This is the one that I peeked and I saw that the ends were wheat pennies. So I obviously had to crack it open. I already know the results. Pretty exciting. In this roll contains all copper, all before 1982. And there is a 1982 Denver that I want to certainly take a look at. And it also contained 19 wheat pennies. 19 wheat pennies in one roll. So let me go through them. Obviously, some of them are in horrible condition, like that one, and that one, and that one, and these. But let me go through and stack them up and bring you back. All right, so there we go, 19 wheat pennies. I set some of the horrible ones aside to show you just the condition that they're in. There was one actually I don't think I could get a date off of. Maybe this one. Yeah, I can't even get a date off of that one. I have no idea. I don't even know how to clean these, whether or not I can even kind of get that gunk off of there. So the oldest one of which is a 1936, which is an old penny, obviously. The other 31 were copper pennies that I will certainly go through later and look and see if I can find any varieties for them. But that's an amazing penny roll for me to go into the bank and say, hey, this person brought in a couple rolls of pennies. Do you want them? I said, sure. And one of which contained 19 different wheat pennies, which is pretty amazing. I will set them aside. I will keep them, hold on to them. They're in horrible condition, but you never know. All right, pennies are done. Next on the list is dimes. Yes, I realize that nickels should follow pennies mathematically, but dimes are so easy to kind of go through. Doesn't take very long. Obviously, I'm looking for silver. That's really all I'm looking for is silver dimes. Let me go take a look and see if I can find anything. I'll certainly bring you back. There is a couple nice shiny dimes in here, probably newer ones. The 2009 dime, it seems to be something that everybody wants to look for. Let me see what I can find and I'll bring you back. All right, nothing super exciting in the dime hunt. The oldest one was a 1967, but it is not silver. It did have several 2025 dimes that are really good shape, but I don't really set them aside. If there are more varieties to dimes that you guys are aware of, please let me know. Maybe I'm missing out on something here with the dimes. I really just look for the silver of the dimes. If you happen to know of anything else, by all means let me know, but I'm going to move on to nickels. All right, how I sort my nickels is a little different. All of the old Jefferson nickels I set aside, and all of the newer ones with the newer varieties I separate into a different pile. Obviously what I'm looking for is silver. None of them are silver, and then I'll go through the Jefferson nickels to see if there's any varieties. Everybody, of course, is looking for the 1950D nickel. That seems to be the white whale. And I did notice, if you notice here, this one's a little different profile than all of the other ones. This is one of the 2005 Into the Wild nickels that they had. Into the Ocean View and Sight, or the Ocean View. Yeah, that one. So I'll set that aside. It's obviously a little different variety than the other ones. And I will bring you back if I find anything. All right, when I'm scoping these nickels, what I'm looking for is this mint mark right here is correct. You can find nickels where the mint mark's actually way up here, which is incorrect. That's what you're obviously looking for. And you're looking on the back to see if the steps are intact here. Obviously, the older nickels, it's almost impossible to find full steps, but it can be done. You just gotta know what to look for. So that's what I go through when I look for my nickels. So far, the oldest one I found was a 1964. I'll certainly bring you back if I find anything else peculiar. All right, bringing you back as a cautionary tale for those. 1965 and a 1975 nickel, and if you know, or 74 rather, no. And if you notice, no mint mark on the front, no mint marks on the back. And a lot of times people will go online and say, I have this rare nickel from 1974 that doesn't have a mint mark. It's worth millions. No, there are years where they did not put mint marks for Philadelphia on the nickels. Not all years, 65 to 67, and I think again in the 70s they didn't have a mint mark. So don't be fooled. If it doesn't have a mint mark, it just means it was minted in Philadelphia. My cautionary tale for you all. All right, second roll of nickels. Nothing to see here. Let's move on to quarters. All right, first roll of quarters, I cannot talk today, opened up. I will go through them. Obviously, I'm looking for silver. I'm looking for any varieties. And I'm looking for the elusive West Point mint mark on the 2019 and 2020 coins. I will certainly, there's the Crossing the Delaware. That's the one of the heirs that I am desperately looking for. He's got swords fine, oars fine, hat is fine. So let me go through and take a look and see. 1978. Wow, it's a bad mint mark, or old mint mark. Let me see if I can find anything. All right, I got 4 of the 2019 and 2020 designs. We're gonna flip them over and see. 2019. Philadelphia. 2019, come on, W. Philadelphia. Oh, 2019, or 2020 actually, Philadelphia. And the 2020 bat, that's in really bad shape, is also Philadelphia. Let me see if they're blind. Nope. See all their eyes. Well, there is a die chip error. No, maybe not. All right, and I have 2 more of the Crossing the Delawares. No, 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 nope, nope, and nope. The next roll begins. All right, opened up the next roll. I apologize. Right now, I don't have a stand for my phone, camera, whatever you want to call it. So I got to keep bringing you back. I think this week I'll actually see if I can get a stand, and then I'll let you watch me open them. The reason I stopped here is because the edge on this coin was ugly. So I just wanted to pull it out and see how ugly it really was. And it's pretty ugly. All right, let's see what else I can find. All right, absolutely nothing exciting in that roll except one more Crossing the Delaware that is not an heir. And I did find an Alaska quarter that you're looking for. They have it, they call it 6 toes, or 6 claws rather. Here there's a die chip where it actually looks like they have 6 claws. I do have one of these coins that was in really nice condition, sent away to PCGS. I don't even know if they're going to officially designate that as an heir, but I sent it away anyway. There's also, on that same coin, there's really bad die chip errors here on the Great Land, where the letters are almost connecting to each other. But I don't see it here. It looks like he's only got 5 big sharp claws. All right, that roll had quite the hodgepodge. I did get 6 of the Crossing the Delawares. Oh, these 2 are in really good condition. These 2 are not. I don't even know what that is. I don't know if I want to know. There is 2 really nice bicentennials that were in this roll, and there are errors you can find with that, and of course 1 more Alaska. So let's take a look and see if maybe we got 6 claws here. Kinda. I mean, there's definitely a die chip error where there's you can't clearly define the two. There's a groove in there, and I mean, see the difference between the previous coin here, where they're almost kind of squished together. Nothing to really be excited about. It needs to be a lot more pronounced to really have any concern, and coin's in bad shape anyway. So I will let you know, obviously, with the bicentennial errors as well. There's some in the face, and somewhere it looks like he has 6 fingers on his right drumming hand. Sorry, taking a look at and there's actually a double die obverse error as well that you want to look for. This is a D-mint mark. Not seeing any double dying there. Let me take a look at this one as well. This one is also a Denver. I mean, it's just wear. I don't see any double die there. They're very rare, very hard to find, but if you find that double die obverse, which is obverse is the front of the coin, pretty valuable. Not even sure why I'm scoping this one. Coin is such terrible condition. It's not even, wouldn't even be worth it if I found the error, but I'll try this one as well. Sword, kind of a ghost ore right there, but not enough to count. Let me do the one with the gunk on it. Nope, couldn't tell. And then the really nice one, really nice coin here, is completely intact. And I will find you. I will find this error. All right, next roll's opened up, and the 2 end ones were also crossing the Delaware, so looks like they're trying to give me that error that I've been desperately looking for. So let me see what else I can find in here. Oh, there's another one. Maybe I will find it today. Come on. Oh, another one. Holy cow. All right, let me go through this again. Oh, that's a really nice looking coin right there. Wow. It's a beautiful coin. 2015 Blue Ridge Parkway, Denver. May have to set that one aside. That's actually a really good condition. Take a look at it under the scope. Wow. All right. A little nicks on his face, but all right, I'll definitely set that one aside. All right, see what else I can find. All right, the coin gods are mocking me now because that roll had 9 crossing the Delaware coins. I will go through and make sure if any of them have those errors that I'm desperately looking for. It did have 2 of the 2019-2020 series. Looking for that W? No. 2020, looking for that W and that VF privy mark or VF mark. No, it is a very nice coin, but I will set it aside, but not the coin I'm looking for. All right, let's take a look together. Say it with me. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. Nope, nope, nope. No, no, no. 3 more. No, no, no. Nope, nope, nope. Come on. And nope, nope, nope. Son of a... Alright, second to the last roll. Bring you in for a couple different finds that I found. That's not right. One 2020 coin. See if we have that elusive W. And the answer is no. Looking for the bats. They are able to see clearly. They have an error on this Wisconsin coin where you're looking for an extra leaf. There's actually 2 of them. They have the low leaf, which is an extra leaf here that goes down. Then they have the high leaf, which comes out here and goes up. I do not see it on here, but obviously be on the lookout for that, because that's actually very valuable. And of course we have the Delaware, not crossing the Delaware coin. They call it the spitting horse. I've actually found one of these where there's a die break that comes from the horse's mouth all the way to the edge, and it looks like the horse is spitting or whatever. This one, the Homestead House. You're looking for snow on the roof, they call it, die chips on the roof. You're looking for die chips in the window, and you're looking for the leaky bucket, where it looks like there's a die break where there's water dripping out of the bottom of the bucket. Not there. Let me take a look here. Say with me again. Nope, nope, nope. And nope, nope, nope. Ooh, wait a minute. Almost an ore. Nah, that's not good enough. You gotta see what I'm looking at, right? Right there. There's a little extra ore, but it's really not that defined. I also found this coin, and it's obviously had, I don't know if this is environmental damage or minting damage. There's definitely a grease error in here where it looks like this. I brought along I found another one that's correct, and what it's supposed to look like. That's what it's supposed to look like. And there's Edith Kanakoale. This is what it's supposed to look like, and this is what it actually looks like. And the coin's actually bent. It's kind of hard to see, but it's kind of warped and bent. So I don't know if that's just somebody took a pair of pliers and tried to bend it and it scraped off all of that, or if there's a die break error, but obviously that's not what they're supposed to look like. So I'll set it aside. It's obviously something to further investigate, and as we go on, down to the last roll. All right, nothing exciting in that final roll. There was one crossing the Delaware, but I didn't want to bore you with me going no, no, no again, so I already looked at it. But there are 4 W opportunities here. The 2020 National Park, and nope, that's Philadelphia. The 2020 American Samoa is also Philadelphia. The 2019 Lowell, that's actually in really good shape, and it's got the ring of death on it, but it's a Philadelphia. And the last hope that we have is Tallgrass Perry 2020, and it is a Philly. I will find a W quarter. I promise I will, and I will find other varieties and errors. I thank you guys so much for watching. That's why they call it coin roll hunting and not coin roll finding. Sometimes you don't always find something exciting, but it's a great opportunity to learn and expand, and you never know what you're going to find, never know what's going to happen. And man, I wish all of you guys best of luck on your coin hunting journeys. Reach out to me. Please subscribe. Please share this page. I'm trying to build it and grow it and obviously develop it into something much bigger. But it's going to take one video at a time, and it's going to take each of you at one point to just hit that like and subscribe button. Share it with some friends and say, hey, there's this guy that's really learning as much as he can about coins, and he's really doing his best to share that information with all of you. Happy hunting!